This Thanksgiving, Climate360 News encourages you to reflect on the history of colonialism in the United States. Visit native-land.ca to learn more and join the conversation today.
And finally, ta-da! Turkey down for Thanksgiving dinner with white sauce.
A bit of parsley, dash lemon juice, and grated onion. Now we'll add our turkey to the white sauce. Make some bread and roll our mixture in the bread.
Thanksgiving, for many people, is a time to celebrate and eat generous portions of food. But where does it all come from? You know, before lining grocery store shelves. Where do all of these delicious dishes originate?
Agriculture really defines the activity that people do to produce food, right? You know, we all need food, so agriculture allowed for the progression of humans and technological advancement and all that.
In today's environmental climate, agriculture and food production is facing new challenges. For example, in California, droughts or long dry spells without rain are proving disastrous for crops.
For example, you know, things like almonds. A lot of almond right now is being hugely impacted because there's not enough water, so they cannot grow. And the issue is that, you know, tree crops like almonds and others, they require many years before they can bear fruit, right? So if 1 year you don't have it and the tree dies, it's not just the next year you can get another one. It's like it takes another 7-8 years before you can plant a new one and comes back up and all that kind of stuff. So the impact is quite huge.
Our changing environment is affecting staples in the American diet. Almonds, wheat, corn, rice, coffee, to name a few. But what about the opposite? Does food production have an effect on climate change? The answer is absolutely yes. Take beef, for example.
Particularly in cattle, the way their stomach work is that when they are digesting food or grass and things like that we cannot eat, when they break it down to make it and convert it into high quality protein, that process involves the eructation or the burping of methane. And methane is a greenhouse gas. It is a potent greenhouse gas that affects the climate. What makes one food item more climate friendly than others? I think you can look. The way I look at it is, you know, how much emission are we getting for the quality of the food that we get? Right. So if you wanted to have the least environmental impact and the highest amount of calorie, then obviously the choice is sugar. You know, if you produce sugar, like sugar cane, will have the highest amount of calorie with the least amount of environmental impact. But obviously you can't ask people to just live on sugar. I think if we have this balanced diet and avoiding overconsumption of any type of food, really, about 40% of the food that we're producing, it's discarded.
This statistic of 40% is startling. But when you think about it, think about the takeout you didn't finish, or the expired foods in the fridge, the parts of the veggies or meat we don't eat. All of these foods go into the trash and become food waste. And in the US, food is the single largest component taking up space in landfills. And to make matters worse, when food sits in landfills, it creates CO2, warming the planet and accelerating climate change's negative impacts. So, what does Thanksgiving have to do with all of this? After all, aren't people encouraged to feast, eat as much as they can, and leave no turkey, greens, or mac and cheese behind? The short answer is not necessarily. In 2016, experts estimated that more than 400 million pounds of Thanksgiving food goes uneaten and subsequently into landfills. But there's ways for all of us to mitigate food waste this Turkey Day. And it starts by shopping climate smart.
When you're buying your turkey or something like that, you know, buy the size that you know that it will be enough for the family. If you buy too much and then half of it is wasted, then obviously that has an impact on the environment, right? So if you actually buy enough for the family so that you can consume everything and not waste anything, that would really help in terms of reducing the impact on the environment.